So friends, in this video we are going to talk about the new features and the improvements in the Python 3.9 beta version. So before moving towards the new features and improvements, we are first going to see that how could we install the Python 3.9 beta version. So for that you have to go on python.org first of all, and then you have to go on the download sections, and under the download section you have to choose your operating system. For now I am choosing Windows operating system as I have Windows operating system installed over here. And then you have to choose the 64-bit or 32-bit executable installer. So I have a 64-bit Windows operating system, so I am choosing 64-bit executable installer. Okay, if you have 32-bit, then you can choose this x86 executable installer over here, and you have to just click on it and just save it. Okay, after that you have to just open it and install it like any other software you install. You could also install Python from this Anaconda distributions, but Anaconda distributions doesn't provide you the beta versions of Python. Okay, so you have to install the Python from here only. Then what you have to do is open your IDLE. I have opened the IDLE and I have written some lines of code over here. And now what are these lines of code? I'm just going to tell you about that. And before starting the explanation of this code, one thing you need to remember that this is not a tutorial of programming. This is only a video on some of the improvements and features of Python 3.9. okay, this is not a complete tutorial on how to program and how to write code. If you want to learn how to program and how to write code in Python, then you can check out our Python playlist on our YouTube channel. Okay, and it is not the complete Python 3.9 version. This is just a beta version of Python 3.9. okay, the release date of Python 3.9 is 5th October 2020. It is just in beta version of Python 3.9. okay, so now let's move towards the first feature of Python 3.9. what is new in this Python 3.9? let's see about that. So the first most notable new feature is probably this Python new dictionary operator. And what is that? That is the first union operator. By using the union operator, you can find the union of two dictionaries. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to comment this line of code over here, and I'm going to show you how can you find the union of two dictionaries. Okay, so you can see that I have made two dictionaries over here, and here I have printed D1, and then I have used this single pipes and then I have written D2. Okay, and after that you have to just run this. Okay, when I run this, you can see that I have got an output A15, B13 and C17. Now what is this? This is actually the union of these two dictionaries. Okay, you can see that here A is 12, B is 13 and C is 17. And in the next dictionary we have A15 and C17. Now you can see that we have some difference in the output. And what is the difference? The difference is that the value of A is changed by 15, and you can see that one extra C which is we are having over here is not available in our output. And why that's happening? That's happening because of this union operator. This is a union operator, or you can say that it's a merging operator which merges both of these dictionaries. And remember one thing, whenever you are merging two dictionaries or taking the union of two dictionaries, if both the dictionaries contain same keys, like you can see over here we have A in both the dictionaries as key. So if we have two same keys in two different dictionaries, then the value of the key will be changed by the last value of that key. Now what that means? That means actually when we take the union, then you can see that we got the value of A is 50. That is because the value of A in the second dictionary is 15. And if I change this over here from D1 to D2 and D2 to D1 and then I run it, then you can see that what change we got. Now here the value of A is 12, B is 13 and C is 17. That's same because we are not having the same keys of B and C in the two dictionaries. And this time the value of C is printed first and after the value of B is printed. That is because we are calling D2 first and D1 after that. Okay, that is the reason why we are getting the such kind of different outputs over here. And the second dictionary operator which is new here is this assignment operator. Okay, this is not actually an assignment operator, but you can say that it's a union merge operator, which is inline union merge operator, which allows you to save the value of the union in a variable. Okay, like we can save it over here and assign it to D1. This is what union in place operator does. Okay, so I think it's clear now what is the new Python dictionary operator over here in Python 3.9. Now let's move towards the second part, which is the IPv6 scoped address. In case you are not familiar with IPv6 scope, they are used to specify in which part of the internet is the respective IP address valid. Scopes can be specified at the end of IP address using the percentage sign. Like you can see over here, we have the percentage and we have written 1. Okay, and if we run this code, we'll get 1 as an output, which is the interface local IP address. And if you want, I can run it over here and show you. We'll get an output as 1. Okay, so now let's move towards the third one, and the third one is the math library. We have something new in the math library, and you can say that it's much more improved in the math library, not new. So before, we are having the GCD function and the LCM function in the math library, which only takes 2 arguments, but now here it is going to take 3 arguments, and here also it is taking 3 arguments, as you can see. And I have also written the output over here, that is 8, which you will get from this code, and 40, which you will get from this code. Okay, and if you want, you can try printing these values as well. Like I can show you over here by printing this GCD command, which will run over here and give you the output 8. Okay, I have written it over here, and as we run it, you can see that we get an output 8, which proves that this function is running perfectly. Okay, so this second function will also run in the same manner, and it will also give you an output of 40. Okay, and now let's move towards the fourth new feature, which is again a new feature of Python's math library. The first function is the next after function, which takes 2 arguments, let's say x and y for instance. And what this function actually does is it will return you a floating point number which is going from x towards y. Like you can see over here, 4.14 zeros, and then you are going to get 1. Okay, which means that it is after this 4 while going from 4 to 5. Okay, and I have a second example for that here as well, where the value of x is 9 and y is 0, which means it's going backwards from 9 towards 0. Okay, so here you can see that we'll get an output of 8.149 again, and then 8. And the second function is the ULP function, which is the unit in place function, which is used as a measure of accuracy in the unit calculation. And math is not the only library which has some new functions in the Python 3.9. Strings also have some of the new functions in Python 3.9. As you can see over here, we have 2 new functions in Python 3.9, which are remove prefix and remove suffix. These are the 2 methods which are new in Python string. Here the remove prefix method removes the prefix of the text, and the remove suffix method removes the suffix of a string. It is just same like as we are using lstrip and rstrip in the previous versions of Python. So these are not only the new features and new improvements in the Python 3.9, there are some more improvements as well, but I have chosen only some of the important ones over here. And if you want, you can just go on the Python's official documentation and read all those improvements there as well. And this video is made in collaboration with Coders Buddy. And if you have any doubts, you can just comment down below or just DM me on Instagram. So only this much for this video, and as always, keep coding, keep developing.